Good morning. Can you hear the bird? It's noisy.
He's going since 3 o'clock.
It's 7:30 and we're off to what will be, I don't know, close to the last stage.
Yeah.
It all depends on how muddy it gets today. We have about 17 miles left to do. All the way to the Holy Island, but I don't think we can get there today because of the times we would arrive and the times the tide would go in and out.
What we'll see.
Unfortunately, the campsite we were hoping to stay at is fully booked. So we don't know where we're camping tonight. We'll have to find a wild camping spot in what is a tourist area. Good luck to us. The woods here had quite a battering by the look of things. There have been like an endless amount of storms this year in the UK's stormy season. And some of these might not even be from this year, they might still be from the previous years. Well, we had about 15, I think. Seems a bit excessive, but hey. Beautiful valley, isn't it?
Day 4. And the sky looks okay. Overcast, but beautiful yellow fields out today. Now we're doing a bit of a road walk. Usually hate it, but with all the mud yesterday, I'm liking it today.
Very lush little area here. That's where we came down. Basically, we've been following roads ever since this morning. That sometimes they're more like this dirt tracks, sometimes they're proper roads, but yeah.
Not muddy.
Not muddy at all, yeah. After yesterday, we're not complaining about roads anymore. For a while.
Yeah.
Finally leaving the roads for a bit. And the mud starts again. This is our turnoff. And somebody's shoes made it this far and no further. But yeah, that looks like fun getting through. The path on the other side is not too bad.
Some sort of war bunker thing.
Hey.
We think.
It shows them in everybody's video, but I don't think I've ever seen an explanation as to what it actually is. It's the thing.
You could actually wild camp on top. Cowboy camp. Put a tent up with the thickness of it.
Yeah, it's gotta be some sort of... Oh, there's an entrance.
Oh.
Here's the woodlands on the way to St. Cuthbert's Cave. Probably about, well, half a mile of it now, quarter of a mile, something like that. Just come from down there. There we go. Leave no trace, make no noise. Keep dogs on leads. Don't set fire to the cave. All fairly, you know, sensible restrictions, I guess.
Just walked up this way. We heard there's a lot of trees down. It's good to see an old foresty replanting trees. Beautiful cave. Was he buried here?
This is where they hid his body during the Viking raids in 875.
See, that's what a college education does.
That's what reading a guidebook does. What's this?
I don't know. Eggs?
No, it's potatoes and...
Yeah, that's some sort of religion thing.
Well, we had Beltane not too long ago. Maybe that's a...
Potatoes and garlic.
Well, it's a fertility right, isn't it? So maybe...
I don't know nothing about that.
Unless the Vikings were standing on top of them, there wouldn't have been much hiding from the Vikings in here, would there?
No.
If they passed down there, you're screwed. There's a Very impressive though.
Okay.
Leaving the cave behind. We had breakfast there and we got to the cave at 10:30. There was one other couple there. And by the time we were halfway through breakfast, about 30 people had arrived. It's a weekend and it's a tourist spot, but it is impressive. This is the little climb past it.
And I look wonderful tonight.
Tonight? Well, maybe you will look wonderful tonight. Having a Spanish Inquisition moment. Come up this little hill. Bam! The sea.
Yeah.
Did not expect to see it so soon.
It's 10 to 12.
It's 10 to 12, yeah, but we're still a while away.
Yeah, you don't know where the causeway is because it's flooded.
There's
Yeah,
Holy
there's a
Island.
little island with a cross on.
Yeah, and the little island next to the where St. Cuthbert went into complete solitude. Wow.
Off we go.
Okay. I remember watching, I think Strolling Stephen, his name is, if I got that wrong, apologies, I will put it right in the text. We were watching his videos and he just was giddy with enjoyment when he saw the sea, and I thought, well, you knew you were walking towards it, but it's so unexpected. When you finally see it, it's like, bam, there it is. You know? There's no slow approach to it because you're kind of going up a slight hill. So I totally get why he was getting so excited now. Our last bit of woodland before the coast.
You think?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
This was even has a name, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I'll write it on the screen.
It's called the wood.
Yes, it's called the wood. And just because it's been that kind of walk, more mud.
Come on.
We'll never make it to the coast.
Fuck! I can't get past it anymore. I can see where the petrol station is. See the red light down
Oh,
at
yeah.
the bottom? That's the petrol station.
Oh
And
gosh.
there's no walkways.
Oh, nice. Well, we're having to cross a rather busy road, she says, with no cars are coming. But more importantly, down there, what Brian was pointing, way down there, we need to catch the bus in the morning. And from the other side, and it doesn't look like you can get across very easily, but yeah. There's a bus stop there, but it hasn't got nothing written on it. So I don't know whether it still exists, so either way we need to get across.
So we're going that way.
We are going that way.
That's our bus stop. I think it's put your hand out thing.
It might be. There seems to be a tradition in English long distance hikes that you have to cross a busy road at some point. It's not a good tradition. And so there was one last hill after you've crossed the A1. It's a tiny hill, but when you're thinking you're done, it's nasty.
Your body slows down.
Yeah.
I says, nah.
And that's the next obstacle between us and the end. We have to cross what seems to be a very busy train line. There's been 4 trains so far, just with us.
Walking down this field towards it.
Yeah. A bit worrying, and they're all very fast. There we are on the other side. That was a bit of a story. Ended up having to ring him about 5 times because there was a group of ladies approaching. So we thought, oh, we'll wait until we're all together so he doesn't get rung every 5 minutes. And then there was a train coming, and then there was another train coming. So we're finally across. But it's worth ringing them because these trains are frequent and fast. There's the beach landing defense blocks. I don't know.
Into use the tank. I can't say
aquatic.
come in here and
Yeah.
let the tanks out, or heavy vehicles, and they're supposed to stop them.
Yeah, well they would, wouldn't they? They're just concrete bollards in the middle of nowhere. Very strange sight, I must say. We just spent a pleasant hour eating our celebratory meal at the barn in Beale. It's a campsite as well, but unfortunately we were too late trying to book on there because we didn't know whether we would get here today or what. So, and it's a bank holiday weekend, so they didn't have any room for us, unfortunately, because that would be super convenient. And now we're off to the causeway, which by now should be, well, by the time we get down there, should be passable. We've done a bit of soul searching about the whole going over on the sands kind of thing, which I would have loved to do and Brian would have loved to do, but with Brian's dodgy foot. Toe, yeah.
It's infected as it is. I don't know what's in that water.
No. Salt for starters.
Salt, and English waters are not as clean as other countries.
As they could be, yeah. We just think it's too much of a risk, and we were talking at one point about possibly, you know, for a giggle, he walks the causeway, the road, and I walk the sands. And it's a 3.5 mile stretch, and it's lonely. I don't really want to do that on my own. The idea was to finish it together the same way, so we're not.
Come back at
yeah.
later date and just do the causeway.
Yeah.
Not the causeway, but the sands.
The sands, yeah.
And just walk over there.
Because Northumbria isn't that far away from Liverpool.
It's beautiful.
And there's loads of beautiful day hikes you can do in this area, so we'll just come up for a long weekend at one point and do it then.
Okay. I was starting to walk it. Then there's France causeway. Very seaweed. You okay?
It's very pretty anyway.
It is very pretty.
Dinner is served for all the little birds. So that's the refuge hut you orientate yourself by before you start the walk. But it's still too early for that, really. There's still deep channels.
If we were starting to walk across the sands, I don't know if you can see it. There's a post out there, that's where you should be heading. But to tell the truth, it's beautiful here.
Still walking.
Wow.
It's a deceptively long walk. This. For a while you seem to be getting closer to the end, and then it kind of curves round. It's been about an hour, I think, since we set off. Probably got another half hour to do. I mean, they do say it's like 3.5 miles, so that kind of tallies, but yeah, long walk. And this is where the Pilgrim's Path comes back onto the causeway. You see, it's still quite a bit of water there in places. It's now 10 to 6, so about 20 minutes ago would have been the best safe window to start the hike on the other side. Can't see anybody on it now, but don't know whether some brave souls are going to try it. But it is a bit dodgy at this time, I suppose, just because of the light. It looks really dark tonight. We were just saying last night when we camped up it was 8 o'clock, and it was the same kind of darkness level as it is now at 10 to 6. Strange.
There's the Priory.
There's St Mary's Church and the Priory. And out there's the castle. Step too far on this visit because yeah, it's starting to get dark and we really need to kind of get back as soon as possible. But hopefully we will do, as we said earlier, the sands at one point on their own, and then we can spend all day on this island if we want to.
Our journey for this walk is ended. But we've still got another 3 miles to walk back. That was going to be a bit tough. I'm feeling tired.
Half past 7 and we're still walking back.
Just done 6-7 miles on road.
Yeah.
Just this bit, not the rest of the day.
Yeah,
God, my feet are hurting.
Today was a day of a lot of road walking anyway, and then yeah, then you do 3.5 hours. Not.
3.5
I think I said that before as well.
way.
3.5 miles each way. But we did meet a couple of intrepid souls that had gone through the sands, and we asked them about the whole boots on, boots off thing because
The sand was quite deep and sludgy over your boots, and the water was quite deep in bits. So
yeah, so because we saw, like, yeah, Brian filmed it, I think we saw some people who were actually heading back over the sands, and we thought, oh, should we chance it? But it's just, yeah. There we go, we get to walk on some sand. Just hope we can get, well, back to the other side before it gets too dark, because we still have to find somewhere to camp tonight. Hi.
hi. The pain is real.
Well,
My feet are in, as English people, or I say, in bulk.
yes, we didn't quite sort of work this one out in our heads, but going over to the island tonight, or this late afternoon, while it means we have now completed the trail, meant of course that we had a
7 mile extra walk.
yeah, well, 3.5 miles of that is part of the
Yeah.
Crystal, but then you have to walk back for 3.5 miles, so that made the day nearly 21 mile long, with about 90% of it being on roads
Yeah.
of some sort. So
The
yeah.
feet didn't like it.
No, feet didn't like it, but we've done it. How do you feel about it?
I thought it was a tough walk. The first day wasn't too bad. Second day was all a lot of height, wasn't it?
Yeah, the wide open hill was quite
Yeah.
brutal.
It wasn't like one up and down, it was like 2 or 3 up and downs in rain.
Yeah, true.
And then the third day, which one was that?
That was the day of the many slips and falls.
Yeah, it was just walking in mud, sliding all over the place, falling on your backside many times. And it was just slow and sluggy.
Yeah, that was a weird day. We made no progress on that day.
And when we got rid of the mud, we were up in the moors, and it was boggy, but I don't mind boggy, but the slips is like very, not degrading. What am I looking for?
Deflating.
Very deflating, yeah. You slam yourself on the floor and you're like, fuck. And then it happens again, and then I'm sorry for language, you keep on getting tired, and you're saying this shouldn't be like this hard. And it shouldn't.
No,
It was just that it was so much mud. It's not the trail's fault. It's just that the UK this year, it's been nothing but rain.
Yeah, and to the point where it can't go anywhere. So the ground can't absorb anymore. So obviously, yeah, you have standing water everywhere, and you end up having mud everywhere. So.
And then day 4, mainly roads. Don't get me wrong, we enjoyed the hike.
Oh yeah.
We would not do it again. We would actually pick it a bit better.
Yes, we'd wait for drought warnings for about 3 weeks, and then we'd go, now is the time. Well, sorry, I'm just still focusing on it because it's doing that funny thing where it goes in and out of focus, in and out of focus. Ooh.
I am like a magician. I have the power
Of focus.
I don't know what power I have, but I must have some power.